We won the battle to extend the deadline at Camp Ashraf because we had a combined campaign between the United States and our European partners and allies, and also because of the great leadership of President-elect Rajavi, who crafted this agreement in such a manner that it could be carried out by the Ashraf residents and simultaneously bring a peaceful resolution to the issue that was on the table. But today I think we've still got to continue to deal with some of those same issues with the Iranians, with the Iraqis, and with, of course, the status of Camp Ashraf. And winning the war starts with acknowledging who your enemy is right up front. And I think all of us in this room know who it is, and who should be number one on the Obama administration's list of enemies or terrorist states, and that is Iran and the mullahs of that regime. It is time for this administration to openly and publicly acknowledge that Iran is an enemy of the United States and that will be treated accordingly. And then inside Iran, of course, you've got the mullahs that are very concerned about what effect the Arab Spring may have on their longevity. And they are particularly concerned as they look back at Iran's disenchanted, restive young population, millions of whom poured into the streets in 2009, and calling for regime change. And also, when the Iranian people cry for freedom, they know that the MEK is the voice of opposition. And by keeping the MEK on the FTO list, the State Department tends to muzzle the voice of the resistance and of the people that want a democratic Iran at a time when it's needed the most. And let's make no mistake about it. Keeping the MEK on the FTO list is also a humanitarian issue. It's a concern because it has provided cover for both the Iranians as well as for the Iraqis to carry out their attacks. And as well, it severely limits the options that the United States has to find a more permanent solution for Camp Ashraf. We should immediately delist because that puts a big tool in the MEK's kit bag. And we must, of course, ensure that Maliki honors the MOU and allows the MOU, the United Nations, to quickly and efficiently process the residents of Ashraf for resettlement, and only moving them to liberty as a very temporary condition, and also only when the conditions of the MOU have been carried out. Ambassador Kobler and the United Nations have the overall responsibility for making sure that that happens. But I would say that the United States must play a very strong leadership role in this regard in making sure that the standards specified in that MOU are met. When dealing with Maliki, it is obvious that the Iranian-controlled Maliki government has been more effective in many cases in dealing with Maliki than the United States has, the Iranians have been. And they continue, yet at the same time, we in the United States continue to pour millions of dollars into Iraq. I find it hard to believe that we are not using a little bit of coercive diplomacy when dealing with the Maliki government. It is a tyrannical leadership. Above all today, I would hope that President Obama and President Clinton remember that the United States made a commitment to the MEK, and that commitment did not end when we turned Camp Ashraf and the area that it was in over to the Iraqis, and nor did it end when we finally got the United Nations involved in the plight of the Ashraf residents. We still have that responsibility to make sure we live up to our commitment. Our word is our bond, and therefore we cannot stop. We cannot rest until this issue is resolved. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, General Shelton. Thank you.